Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Raya and I make videos on conscious living, sustainability, and self-love. And today I want to share with you 5 habits that I've recently brought into my life that have honestly changed my life. And I know that there's a lot of these videos around YouTube, but these are things that I haven't seen anyone else talk about, and I can't express to you like how much they've changed the game for me in terms of how productive I am, how happy I am, how much more at peace I feel, and just less stressed out. So I really wanted to share them with you because even if you could find one of these things that you resonate with that you could implement into your life and it could make it even just a little bit better, then it would be worth it. Also, this video is sponsored by Later, and I will tell you guys about them a little bit later. The first habit that I'm super excited to share with you is something that is such a tiny shift that takes about 5 minutes every night and has honestly changed my mindset more than anything else, and that is writing out 5 things that I'm proud of myself for every night. I tend to be hard on myself. If you watch my video on Never Good Enough, then you understand that I have very high standards, and I'm definitely or have been very achievement driven and have had quite a linear definition of success. So quite often I would go to bed and think about all the things that I didn't get to on my to-do list, or the things that I didn't achieve or didn't do enough of, and I'll go to bed angry at myself for not doing enough that day. So I started recently just writing out 5 things that I'm proud of myself for every night, and the first 2 or 3 tend to be pretty achievement based still, like for example upload a video or clear out my email inbox or something, and those are great. But what I find is after those first 2 or 3, the last couple tend to be a little bit more difficult to come up with, and my first thought usually is, well, that's it, I haven't done anything else today, I have nothing else to write. But I make myself write 5, so then I have to dig and think about other things that I'd be proud of myself for, and that's when I find the beautiful little things that I so often just look past. Like for example, the other night I wrote that I was a really good girlfriend to Louis, and I did some things to help support him, like cooking for him or helping him with a video or something like that. Another one could be looking out for a friend, maybe calling a friend because you know that they're going through a rough time, and sitting on the phone with them for a few hours and being there for them and just listening for them. These are beautiful things that I am really proud of myself for, that I do, and that I can be the best version of myself and be a good friend and girlfriend and daughter and all the things. And I think it's so great to go to bed every night focusing on these kinds of things instead of thinking about all the things that I haven't done. And honestly, such a simple thing. After just the first 3 or 4 days, I can't tell you how different I felt, and throughout the day as well. Again, this is what happens with the gratitude journal, that you end up thinking about the things you're grateful for throughout the day. And this has happened to me where now I'll do something, even something small, and in the moment think, oh yeah, this is a good one, I'm gonna write this in my journal tonight. And so throughout the day I have these little moments of achievement and of being proud of myself, especially around things that I wouldn't have normally counted as achievements beforehand. So yeah, this has just really changed my life, and if any of you struggle with some of these thoughts, then this might really help you. My next habit is bulking my work together, or batching. And what that means is doing similar work together at the same time. And you do this already in your everyday life. For example, I'm sure that you do all of your laundry at once instead of washing each one of your pieces after each time you wear it, because it just makes more sense to do all your laundry in one go versus 5 or 10 minutes every single day. And if you think about it, we do this in so many different parts of our life, but when it comes to work, I definitely found it more difficult to naturally do that. So what I would do before I started batching my work is I would be, for example, editing a video, and then I would get an email notification pop up, and then I'd go into my email and answer that email, and then I would think about having to upload an Instagram, so I go onto Instagram, I upload an Instagram, inevitably I get a little bit distracted and I browse for a little bit, and then I'm like, no, I have to go back to editing the video. And so within an hour, I've kind of done 2 or 3 things instead of doing one thing really well. So what I try to do now is pick either specific days of the week or time of day that I do this one thing, and I don't do it any other time. And it just helps me stay super focused, because I also know this is my only time to do this work, so let me make sure I get it done instead of just thinking, oh, I'll just get to it later. A couple examples I have is Fridays are my admin days. Normally admin stuff really stresses me out, because if I'm in the middle of a creative project and I think about having to make a phone call or something, I don't want to do it in the moment because I know that it will break my flow, but then it stresses me out because in the back of my head that I have to make sure I don't forget to do it. So what I've started doing instead is whenever I think of anything like that, I put it on a list, and every Friday, first thing in the morning, I look at that list. So throughout the week, if I think of random little things, I don't have to keep thinking about them. I put it on the list, I know that it's gonna get done, and every Friday, all those things get done, and I have a specific time that is allocated for doing my admin. Another thing that has really helped me is I have been scheduling my Instagram posts using Later, and honestly, this has been such a game changer for me. Later is the #1 marketing platform for Instagram, and it is amazing. If you have a business account, you can auto-publish your Instagram, or if you want, you can also get it to push notification for you. So again, you can still get the post completely ready, do all the captions and everything, and then you get a little notification from Later to remind you to post. And by the way, if you're not sure what time of day or what days of the week to post, Later also has an amazing analytics section, and it will look at your Instagram and it will look at what time of day each day of the week your users are most active. And this is such a simple thing that if you didn't know this and if you were just posting at the wrong time, what if most of your followers were asleep or just not active and you didn't realize, but you could be reaching like double or triple the people if you just knew what time was best to post. Later is also really helpful for small businesses and entrepreneurs, and my mom's business is the perfect example for this. She owns a jewelry company, and I know that she's really been stressed out about social media in the past, about not sure what time of day to post, or just in the moment having to remember to post when she's in the middle of like making jewelry, which is what her job really should be. So now using Later, she can plan all of her posts, literally spend one day and plan a month's worth of posts, write all the captions, do all the hashtags, and then not even have to think about it. I know that this has helped her so much just relax and relieve some of the stress around her business. So if any of you are small businesses or entrepreneurs or creators, literally anything, Later will help you understand and get to know your audience and publish your posts. And by the way, I've been talking about Later with Instagram this whole time because that's what I use it for, but you can also use it for Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest. And I have got a code for you so you can get your first month free of Later. Just use the code Raya 2020, and I hope that you find this as useful as I do. My next habit has been super helpful for me since I've obviously been spending a lot more time at home, like all of us have, and that is to separate the different parts of my home for very specific different reasons. So what I mean by that is, for example, my bedroom is my sanctuary. This is where I come to relax, to read, to spend time with my boyfriend. This is a very specific energy in this room. So I don't bring my laptop in here, I don't work in here. It is a very separate space. I'm lucky that I have an office here right outside my door as well. But even if you don't, even if you just have one bedroom, at least separating the space, like one corner, one desk, that is where you do all your work. Don't bring your laptop into your bed. Just have all of that there, and then have your bed as your sanctuary, as your relaxed place. Whatever it means for you, everyone's gonna separate it differently. But what that's meant for me is it's just really helped me separate the different times of day and the different days of the week. Even if there's a weekend, I'm not gonna go and sit on my desk first thing because it's a weekend, so I'm trying to relax. So I've actually brought a desk into my room specifically only to paint or draw or to just relax and do something creative. So in this room is creative, chill, relax mode, outside is business mode, and downstairs in the living room kitchen, that's where I spend time with my roommates and Louie, my boyfriend, and my friends, and that's where we eat dinners together. And it's just so helpful for me to separate the spaces and to have a very different intention with why I'm going into each space. I don't know, it's just really helped me, and it might help some of you guys as well. The next habit is something that I would call a bit of a silver lining during all of this difficult time. And what I mean by that is one of the things that has happened inevitably during the last few months, most of our routines have been disrupted. So the way that we work, the way that we live, the way that we exercise, the way that we eat, pretty much everything has had to change. And one thing that for me has changed for the better is the way that I shop. So before this, some of us may have been making purchases out of habit or routine. For example, going to get a coffee every day at our local coffee shop, or going out to restaurants all the time, or even just going into clothing stores and just browsing and sometimes buying something just because you're there, not necessarily because you need it. But now, because we don't really have all that time to just be in random places, just spending money out of habit, what's happened for me is I've been so much more mindful about how I spend my money, where I spend it, and what I'm purchasing. because before I buy something now, first of all, I think, do I actually need this? Do I really want it? And I think about where I'm getting it from. I'm trying my best to support as many small businesses as I can. So before this, I may have just gone straight to Amazon and searched for something. And actually last week I did that. I went on and I started typing something out and then I stopped. I was looking for a new blender for the house because our last one broke. And I was typing out exactly what I was looking for and I stopped and I was like, wait a minute, what if I go to their website? So I went to their specific website and they were having a Mother's Day sale. So I got like 20% off. So I paid less than I would have anyway. And all the money that I paid went straight to the company instead of to this big massive company that takes a lot of money from a lot of different businesses. So it just made me feel so much better that I was supporting this company directly and it saved me money. And this is just a little example of being a little bit more mindful, just literally taking like 3 seconds to think before buying something or ordering something, because a lot of us are trying to save money right now. We're trying to support small businesses, and I think people are just buying less than they were because we're taking the time to be a little bit more mindful and not buy things just out of habit, and instead only buy things that we actually need. And last but not least, I have a new habit just the last few weeks that has made me so happy, I cannot even tell you. I have been listening to books all day, every day, whenever, wherever. I'm literally listening to about 1 book a day right now, maybe like 1 book every 2 or 3 days, and it has been a game changer. Honestly, I haven't read this many books maybe ever, but definitely not for at least the last 10 years. And I don't know why, I kind of had this idea in my head that audiobooks weren't for me. Obviously, there's something magical about holding a book and the way the books smell, and there's great things about physically reading, and I love that. And listening to audiobooks means that you can listen to so many more books and just take so much more in, because I've been listening to audiobooks while cooking, brushing my teeth, taking a bath, getting dressed. Whenever I'm not working, basically, I'm trying to listen to audiobooks, and obviously if I'm not talking to my roommates. But yeah, I'm listening to books so often, and it's such a great habit for me to have. I've also been listening while going on walks, and I've been going on longer walks than I ever would have before because I'm just so into the book that I want to keep going, and I've explored parts of my neighborhood that I've never been before, and it's just been so much fun. And I've actually started a book club, which is on Instagram, just Raya's Book Club, and it's just so much fun to have a place that I can talk about books and I share all the books that I read, and I give very honest reviews as well if you want to check that out for some reading inspiration. I'm also posting like beautiful photos of people reading to help inspire more of us to read more books. But yeah, this is just like my new thing. I'm obsessed. I cannot get enough books. Please, if you have any book recommendations, leave them for me. Go onto my Instagram and please leave some of your recommendations on there as well, Raya's Book Club. Also, I found a way to listen to books for free, which is probably what started this whole thing, because there's no limit to how many books I can listen to in a month now. And I shared all of that on my Raya's Book Club Instagram. Just check the highlights to see how I'm listening to books for free as well. But yeah, just another little habit to bring in. And that is it. Those are my 5 habits of things that I've been doing recently that have made my life better. I really hope that you like this. I was dying to share with you all of these, but especially the first one, the 5 things that I'm most proud of. Just doing that every night has been a huge game changer for me. So please let me know which of these resonate with you. Are you already doing any of these, or are you excited to try any of them? Let me know in the comments down below. And that is it. Those are my 5 habits that I've recently started implementing that have changed my life. I'm so happy that I got to share this with you guys, especially the first one, the 5 things that you are most proud of, writing that list every night. That has honestly just changed my life in such a huge way, and it's such a tiny, simple thing that I was really excited to share with you because, yeah, I think a lot of you share some of the feelings that I have around that, and if this can help you love yourself a little bit more and just be a little bit kinder to yourself like it has helped me, then that would make me so happy. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to Later for sponsoring this video, and I will see you guys next time. Mwah. Bye!